Hi everyone, we are finally moving on to Unit 3. So we're going to be going back to some multiplication. Now a couple things. One thing I want to make sure you remember in your math notebook. Okay, here's a page from someone's math notebook who's done it quite well. Notice we've got the lesson number right up here at the top. You have to have that. Also make sure that you're going one page to the next. So I should be able to open your math notebook and very easily find the page that you're working on. So, for example, you should have on every page lesson. So in this case, lesson 3.1. This part right here is what is written here. Now, what I'm very concerned about is that you have this I can statement. So the lesson number, the I can statement. Now, remember this one, I asked you specifically to write down these, so you should have a page that looks just like this. And on every page, the lesson, the I can, and the practice problems. Now notice, the problems are written out. Once in a great while, I will tell you you don't have to do that. But unless I tell you otherwise, I should see the problem written out and your answer. So if you're not doing it this way, I'm going to really be cracking down from here on in. So make sure you have these items on every page, and it's the first available page in your notebook, so I don't have to search through your whole notebook to find your stuff. All right, so I can multiply a whole number by a unit fraction. So here are some different symbols for multiplication. Sorry about this one being there right now, but here we go. You'll oftentimes see a multiplication sign like this. You're very used to that. Excuse me. Sometimes you'll see a star that also means multiply, or a dot. And then here, whenever you see two numbers written side by side and one of them's in parentheses, that also means 2 times 5 in this example. So all of these are multiplication problems, and the answer would be 10. Now, division problems can look different. This means 12 divided by 4, 12 divided by 4, 12 divided by 4. These two here are probably the ones you're the most used to. A fraction is really a division problem, 12 divided by 4. 12 fourths really equals 3. All of these equal 3. All right, so now remember, multiplication is a quick way to do repeated addition. For example, 3 times 8. That is the same as the number 8 3 times. 8 plus 8 plus 8, they both equal 24. Multiplying a whole number times a unit fraction is also a quick way to do repeated addition. We talked about this earlier in the year. So if I have 3 times 1/8, I have 1/8 3 times. And remember, when we're adding fractions, the denominator is common. It doesn't change. We just add up the numerators. Okay, so adding and subtracting fractions, we only worry about the numerators. We have a common denominator, and that equals 3/8. So 3 times an eighth is 3/8. Here's a page right out of your math journal. So a path around a large park is 8 kilometers long. Alex ran around the path 4 times. So if we look at this top section, we can see that we've got 8 kilometers 4 times, or 4 times 8. He ran 32 kilometers. 8 taken 4 times is 32. Now Kento, on the other hand, he ran around the same path just 1/4 of the time. So we have 8 kilometers, 1/4 of that. So we need to figure out how many kilometers that is. So if we take this track and divide it into fourths, each fourth is going to be worth, okay, that means 8 divided into 4 equal parts. So think 1/4 of 8 is the same as dividing 8 into 4 equal groups. The numerator says you get one of those groups, which is 2. So we divided the 8 into 4 equal groups. One of those groups is going to equal 2 kilometers. So if I had a pizza, for example, divided into 8 pieces, 1/4 of that pizza is going to be 2 pieces. Let's look at another example. So markers come in boxes of 6, and Alta has 3 boxes. So all together, 3 groups of 6, or 3 times 6 is 18 markers. Now Isabel has 1/3 of a box of 6 markers. So there's 1 box, and she only has 1/3 of that box. So 6 markers are in a box. 1/3, okay, here's 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 of a box. So 1/3 of 6 is going to be 6 markers divided into groups of 3. There's going to be 2 markers in each group. Let's look at some sample problems. Jamie baked 4 pies. Ashley baked 2 times as many pies as Jamie. Josh baked 1/4 as many pies as Jamie. So we can see that Ashley baked a lot more. She did 2 times that. So 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so the 4 that Jamie baked times 2 is 8 pies. Now Josh, on the other hand, he only did 1/4 as many. So if we take those 4 pies and divide them into fourths, one of those fourths is simply going to be 1 pie. Okay, so 1/4 of 4 is the same as those 4 pies divided into 4 groups, and there's going to be 1 pie in each group. So let's look at this one down here. If we have 1/4 times 16, that means the same as 1/4 of 16. So we have to take 16, divide it into 4 equal parts, and one of those 4 parts would have 4 items in it. So if we take 18, 1/6 of 18, or 1/6 times 18, we have 18 divided into sixths. One of those sixths is going to have 3 pieces. So let's say you have M&Ms and you divide them into 6 equal groups. Each group is going to have 3 M&Ms in it. Now, if it's helpful to you, get some pennies or some marbles or whatever, some counters, and actually try this so that you can visualize it. Now, here are your practice problems. So in your notebook, write practice problems, copy these down, write your answer, okay? You might have to go back, look at the video to remember how to do this. That's okay, and we'll be talking about it in group as well. Now down here is a word problem. You do not have to rewrite the word problem, but I would expect an answer here to say blank football cards, and then I would expect to see an equation here. So this one is problem number 3, even though you don't see a number 3 there. All right, see you soon.